We have a fragrance from one of the big time designer houses. The one I am talking about is Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif from the house of Chanel. Here is my 2 ml sample. I've been putting this through its paces the last couple of days. Sorry, the printing's kind of faded on my sample here, but got a little baby dent in the sample. With this, it's up for full review, so going to be talking about the scent in full, and then also diving into comparing it to the Eau de Parfum. This is the only Bleu de Chanel I've smelled other than L'Exclusif. I've never smelled the Parfum or the Eau de Toilette, so I'm not going to be talking about those scents in this review, solely focused on how it compares to the Eau de Parfum. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Now let's solely focus on L'Exclusif, talking about this scent a little bit more. And when it comes to this Bleu de Chanel in the line, this one is going to be focused on some accords such as woods, amber, maybe some people might get a little powder, you might get a little musk, balsamic vibes with this one here. And then the notes, this has got a 4-note breakdown from what I've seen. It's just got labdanum in it, it's got woody notes, sandalwood, and amber. Now, when you first spray on the scent here, this is going to give you a little citrus kick. So even though it's not listed in the notes, and sometimes you got to be careful with those notes because you can't always pick up what you see on those note breakdowns, this has got some type of citrus in the top. Because when I was spraying it with the Eau de Parfum here, I got that familiarity with the two citruses. I don't know what type of citrus they're using in this, but it's got to be either probably some lemon or some grapefruit, because that is what is in the Eau de Parfum here. And with that being said, the citrus kind of kick with this one only lasts between the first time you spray it and then maybe about 30 to 45 minutes, or even a little bit less, 20 minutes. Like I mentioned, I have been putting this sit through its paces, so some days it varies. Some days it's very good on longevity. Some days it's been kind of bad on longevity for me. But I might have been going nose blind, okay? Because I've been playing around with the sprays as well. I don't like to always just use the same amount of sprays when I am putting fragrances through their paces and giving them tries, testing them, whatever you want to call it. And just enjoying wearing them overall. So one day I did 8 sprays of this. One day I did 2. One day I did 6. It's between 2 to 8 sprays I have with L'Exclusif. And that first day I went totally nose blind to it in the first hour, hour and a half. It was a very strong, pungent fragrance when I got my sample in. I got it right out, took the cap off, sprayed it right on, and I was smelling it a lot. So I think I went agnostic to it, and I couldn't really smell it. But as the day developed on that first day, towards the end of the fragrance's lifespan, I was smelling it more and more. And I will say longevity for this scent here, you're going to get anywhere between 8 to 12 hours. 8 to 12 hours. On that day I did the 8 sprays, I got about 12 hours. On the days I only sprayed it like 3 or 4 or 2 times, I maybe got on longevity 8 to 10. But when I went a little bit heavier with the sprays, I got a little bit more out of it. And I think that has to do with me attaching it to my clothes, because on that day I did 8 sprays, I did attach it to my clothes, and a lot of the other days I just sprayed it on the skin solely. So I would say anywhere between 8 to 12 hours you're going to get on longevity of the scent here. But focusing on Bleu de Chanel in general, so talking about the Eau de Parfum here, this reminds me of a take if you stripped away all the freshness, all the citrusness, the mint, because this one has a prominent mint note to my nose. It does have a melon tinge to it. This one is fresh as well. But when you smell the two scents side by side, they are similar, but they're different. And what I mean by the difference, this is if you took that Bleu de Chanel DNA and you stripped away, like I mentioned, all those citruses, all that freshness, the mint, and you took away some of the spices as well, like the nutmeg. I know that one has nutmeg as well, and I get that prominent with the scent, and some pink pepper. But with this one, it's going to be an amber bomb with that woody nuance. To me, I get balsamic vibes, and I get a little tinge of musk. I don't really get any powderiness that it was listed on some Accords. I don't get really much of that. I get a little musk, a little balsamic feels, but I will say the main three Accords for me, woody, ambery, and balsamic, with the main one being ambery. Now, this scent is pretty, after that first 30 to 45 minutes or 20 minutes, however long you get that citrus, to me, I was getting in between that time range. After that, this is a pretty linear fragrance. It's going to be an amber bomb with some woods. It's kind of weird how they put sandalwood and woody notes, because I just get a mixture of a whole bunch of woods. But I don't know how sandalwood is different than woody notes, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But this just reminds me of a deeper DNA of the original DNA. If you strip out all the citruses, all the freshness, and you just make it an amber woody focused scent. It smells good, I will say, but you got to think about the price range with this scent. The materials are good with this Bleu de Chanel too. Chanel's not going to let you down on that quality of the scent, I will say. But I was looking at that price, and for 60 ml, I think it was like $205, $207 or something like that, and that's without tax and shipping and whatever, wherever you buy it, whatever. And I think for the bigger bottle, it's almost like $250, $265. Don't quote me on that. I'm talking about in USD, of course. And I don't know if it's worth that. I don't know if it's worth that. I like the smell of the scent. The scent smells good. It smells quality. But there are some niche scents out there that you can get for that price that do a similar thing than this. And there's some designers that do a similar thing than this that are cheaper. Maybe the materials aren't as good, the quality isn't as good, but you got to think about it. If I'm paying almost $300 for a designer close to that high 200s for the bigger bottle, of course, you don't have to get the bigger bottle, but I'm just thinking about bigger bottle standpoint. Man, that's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. So I keep that in the back of my head when I'm rating this scent. You got to be careful with that. Like I mentioned, I think this scent smells good. I think it's quality. I think it's solid. Is it, as of now, in my top releases of the year? I would say it's not in the top 5. Possibly maybe edging in that 10th spot. I think I've smelled about 10, 12 fragrances this year. I got a few more samples to come regarding scents. But if we're just talking about the overall big picture, we're not focused on designers, then I don't think this one hits in my top 10 if we're talking about releases for the year 2025. Maybe close to it, like I mentioned, that bottom kind of tier, factoring in everything. That's factoring in the price again. That's factoring in what you can get for that price and how the scent smells overall. Like I said, this smells good. If you like your amber, woody scents, you're going to be into this. If you like that Bleu de Chanel base and stripping away all the freshness and you want something that's more dark, kind of more sensual, because this one, for that projection, didn't go as far as Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. I sprayed them both on my hands, and every time I've done that, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum has kind of pumped out a little bit more off my skin. This one sits a little closer off the skin, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. This would be an excellent type of date night scent, I would say, for somebody that just wants some versatility in that point, doesn't want something that's sweet, gourmandish, because a lot of the fragrances that are coming out are sweet, gourmandish, for that date night situation. This one could change it up and be like an ambery, woody type of scent with some balsamic vibes to it. So just take that into consideration as well. But this is less versatile than the other ones, of course, in the line. Just solely focused on this one here, Eau de Parfum. This one is the most versatile one. That's why originally when I was looking at the Bleu de Chanel line, this is the one I went with and the one I enjoyed. But like I mentioned, didn't smell the Eau de Toilette, haven't smelled the Parfum. I really do, after smelling this, want to get a sample of the Parfum, because I heard that one is an excellent release. Somebody when I was working commented on this one, and he said, yeah, he could tell it is similar to that Bleu de Chanel Parfum. He said he smelled it. He said he wears Bleu de Chanel Parfum. So he commented on it. He was like, yeah, it is similar to it, but it is a little different. Kind of what I mentioned before. And that really hit me when he said that, because I was like, hey, and really smelling these up close, going back and forth, you get that base of Bleu de Chanel. Plain and simple. And this one is L'Exclusif is just with it ramped up. You ramp up the ambers, you ramp up the woods, and that's what you get with this scent. And that really made sense when he commented on it. I was like, yeah, that's what That's what this scent is really reminding me of, if you just stripped away all the freshness of citrus and the spiciness and just made it into an amber, woody, balsamic scent. I know I keep repeating myself with that, but I will say, if you are interested in the line and you want something that goes more into that fall and winter vibe, check this one out here. If I had to compare it to another big dog designer house, if we're talking about Dior Sauvage, you know how Dior Sauvage Elixir kind of went away from that base DNA? This one does not do that. This one does not do that. So like I mentioned, if you do like that base of that Bleu de Chanel, how the way they use the woods, how the way they use the ambers, sometimes the musk tinge, and then also too a little balsamic too. This doesn't have the smokiness that the Eau de Parfum has. I do say I get a little smokiness. This does not have that. But if you jive with that and you want something that's stripped away, less fresh, less citrusy, definitely check this one out. Get a sample, put it on your hands. But be careful, again, with that price and everything like that. This is a, if you do like ambery, woody scents, then it might be something that you could blind buy. I hate to say that word, but you got to be careful with that. I always like to look out for you all. Get a sample first, okay? Get a sample first. But this is pleasing. I will say a lot of people are going to like this. This is going to be something that is going to be off-putting in a sense. For that projection on this scent, like I probably got on the projection anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. 3 to 5 hours on that projection. And on the 5 hours, I got that when I was wearing it on clothes. And then on my skin too, I might have went anosmic to it the first few days when I sprayed it on. That's why it's 3 hours, 4 hours on that projection. But around that 8-hour mark, I had people smell it on my hand, and they said that they could. It was about 1 foot. 1 foot around that 8-hour mark. So based off that, I would say 3 to 5 hours, because I did at work get that guy that I work with. He kind of complimented on it too, and that was kind of later in the day with the scent on. So overall, just factoring that one in. But overall, good release, not great. I'm not going to be rushing out to get a bottle, and if you are interested in something that does that Chanel DNA, kind of takes it in a deeper woody, ambery way, then check out L'Exclusif or L'Exclusif, however you want to pronounce it. I'll be interested to see how this one pans out with everybody. Longer it's out, it's it's a mixed bag for people right now. And for me, I still prefer Dior Sauvage Elixir if we're comparing the two big designer houses. But this one is nice. I could see myself wearing it. And for some reason, if it ever comes to a discount, then I could see myself getting a bottle of it if there's nothing I'm really interested in at the time. But right now, my 2 ml sample is just going to do it. And I'll have to give it more wears in that more winter-focused time, because right now it's early fall. So I've been giving it, it's been heating up, and then cool in the morning, heating up, and then cooling down at night. So just something to think about. But this isn't going to be a jack of all, like a jackknife scent. If you want that jackknife scent, look for the Eau de Parfum. If you're looking for something more sensual, more grown up, I would say look at this one here. And if you want something that reins back those citruses and is focused solely on the deeper notes that the Bleu de Chanel DNA focuses around, without that smokiness, without that spiciness, this is the one to look at. Appreciate all of you spending a little bit time of your day with me to learn more about Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif. Let me know in the comments down below if you have smelled this fragrance. What do you think about it, and where does it rank in the line for you? Like I mentioned, this one has to be second right now because I haven't smelled the Eau de Toilette or the Parfum. I think the Eau de Parfum, for me, I like that one a little bit more. But don't leave just yet, because there will be a video, or there'll be a playlist at the end of the video that the algorithm thinks you need to watch. And then there'll also be my fragrance playlist. There'll be things such as fragrance challenges, fragrance reviews, fragrance list. Don't stop watching. I appreciate everybody sticking this far throughout the video with me. Hope you all stay true, be healthy, stay positive, and I'll see you in the next video.